Hi, this is Alan from worldacupuncture.com, acupuncture-brisbane.com and acupuncture-goldcoast.com. This evening, it's 5:30 on Tuesday afternoon in very steamy January in Brisbane, Australia, and I have a very special patient here with me this afternoon who we've been treating now for probably before be 16 months. Cameron has the dubious privilege of carrying a genetic visual disorder or ophthalmic disorder called retinitis pigmentosa, and he's having to deal with the fact that this is a degenerative eye condition that slowly erodes his visual capacity over time. So our job number one is to slow down, if possible, halt the deterioration, and with a good proportion of luck, skill and determination, commitment on behalf of both the practitioner and the patient, help to perhaps get a little bit of footage back the other way to improve Cameron's vision. That has happened to some degree. Certainly not jumping up and down and saying that Cameron has now got 20/20 vision.
No.
But certainly there's been less deterioration. We slowed down that, and there have been some improvements in his visual acuity. But that's not why I wanted to talk to Cameron on camera this afternoon. Last week, when Cameron came in for his ophthalmic regime, he also mentioned to me that he'd been suffering terrible cramping during the night. He's been waking up 3-4 times a night with cramps in the legs, and a lot of stiffness and tightness in the neck and shoulders. Cameron's condition, if we were to diagnose it from a traditional acupuncture perspective, is a classic case of liver deficiency, yin deficiency syndrome, with deficient heat eroding the circulation, affecting the gallbladder meridian, a large intestine meridian in particular. The combination of these two affect the circulation and the nourishment of the eyes and the circulation to the eyes, but in Cameron's case, also starting to really affect his ability to have a good night's sleep and regenerate. And tomorrow Cameron's a solicitor, so he's a busy man, and he's using his mind all the time. Anyway, enough from me. Just a couple of words from Cameron, if you can fit them in between the ones I've just thrown out there, about what you experienced after treatment last week when you came in and you mentioned that you'd been suffering from the cramping in the neck and shoulders.
Well, actually that very evening I immediately noticed that the tightness in my calves was substantially less, because there's always this sense of tightness which when you go to bed you inevitably know you're going to end up with cramping through the night. So that was a good start to the evening, and then since the treatments I've had one minor cramp. Wasn't even really a full cramp on one evening. In fact, it was the first evening after the treatment, and since then I haven't had a cramp at all at night, and also the tightness and stiffness in my shoulders is probably, compared to what it was, probably 70% to 80% resolved.
Fantastic.
So it's been a really great result.
Great, I'm very pleased. For mine, this is demonstrates to me that the core physiology as espoused in traditional Chinese medicine is pretty damned accurate. I mean, the treatment that we used last week on Cameron with a couple of minor variations, functionally we were looking to tonify the liver yin, very much so. I think we increased the ondan a little bit, and we'll go through the treatment shortly, but the bottom line is that the treatment that I'm using to support Cameron's visual acuity is also incredibly effective for the treatment of the tightness in the neck and shoulders and the recurrence of cramping in the legs. I'll be back in a minute to show you the treatment.